Want to have a conversation about Justin Fields yesterday and what I said on Pat McAfee's show.
This is former NFL quarterback and current ESPN analyst Dan Orlovsky.
There's no issue because, I know what I do on the field.
His comments directed at Ohio State quarterback and current NFL draftee Justin Fields, who has a promising future ahead of him.
I have heard that he is a last guy in, first guy out type of quarterback, like not the maniacal work ethic.
Now, some may not have caught what Orlovsky said. They may think it's harmless.
I've even heard it compared to Justin Herbert, where it was like, dude, when Justin Herbert showed up, it was like a psychopath when it came to working to get ready for the draft or even at school. Like, give me more. I want to work nonstop.
Those who hear this and have no problem with it are the problem.
Justin, you're in.
This is the man who Orlovsky praised for being a bookworm and student of the game. But Justin Fields?
I've heard that there are some questions with Justin Fields' work ethic.
Now, the reason this stinks is because it's an old trope from the media, which runs predominantly white, critiquing black athletes.
The second thing is, how do I phrase this the right way? Where is his desire to go be a great quarterback?
As ex-player, scout, current analyst for the NFL Network, Bucky Brooks wrote, it always appears that certain quarterbacks are labeled as lazy or lacking a great work ethic, while others are lauded for their IQ and mental capacities. It would be nice if we wouldn't routinely affix stereotypes to only black quarterbacks. Non-black quarterbacks never get these labels on TV. Weird, right? The Washington Post examined drafts from 2008 to 2016 and reported their findings on the subject of language evoking racial stereotypes. They found a white quarterback is more likely to be discussed in terms of intangible internal qualities for which he himself is responsible. He is smart, displays intelligence, and understands the game. He is a leader with command of the huddle. He is consistent, calm, and poised. He is credited for his production. He is good or even outstanding. He appears to fit the prototype. On the contrary, a black quarterback is more likely to be discussed in terms of physical characteristics, to be judged erratic and unpredictable, and to have his successes and failures ascribed to outside forces. We learn about his hands, his weight, his frame, his body, parts of which are often either big or lean. He bolts prematurely rather than stand in the pocket, or perhaps he hesitates before throwing dangerous passes. Less of a leader. He is asked to do things or given opportunities. His game has deficits. His footwork's a mess. He has issues. Orlovsky tried to defend himself through a series of tweets, to which Orlovsky's own co-worker, Kirk Herbstreit, weighed in and trampled all over Orlovsky via Twitter, which is, in short, a rarity. But yeah, let's go after Justin Fields, who only pushed for the Big Ten to play this season. What lack of commitment. These media narratives created from anonymous sources impact the perception of black quarterbacks. Fair or not, these labels stick and impact how fan bases view QB prospects beyond the pre-draft process. It's all good to offer critiques, but it would be nice to see non-stereotypical analysis, Brooks added. And he's right. The Post found when words like issues are included in a minority prospects report, that prospect is predicted to be drafted about a half a round later than otherwise. In short, words matter. While athleticism and arm strength are key elements of a quarterback's value, so is strong leadership and character, as well as intelligence, wrote one study from the University of Iowa, citing WAPO's research. When words related to intelligence or leadership are used in a minority prospects report, that prospect is predicted to be drafted roughly a half round earlier than otherwise. Another study by University of Northern Colorado cites Richard Lewis Jr.'s findings, which found evidence of pro scouts refusing to observe black athletes in central roles or roles that would require some level of intelligence in order to make strategic plays. Lewis argues that many coaches kept black athletes out of positions of leadership due to beliefs that blacks tend to be poor leaders, do not think quick enough, or do not perform well under pressure. As Evan Barnes would write, right on cue, anonymous quotes slandering the black quarterback using the same playbook. How predictable. The fact is, the draft is warped by implicit racial bias, as scouts and coaches evaluate players without being aware of the unconscious racial attitudes and stereotypes rummaging through their brains. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.